Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. Fight's been delayed. It was scheduled for December the 14th. It's now being rescheduled for 2025. The rumor mill said co-main event with Benavidez and Morrell. The rumor mill also says that Tank isn't doing no co-main event with them guys. It's got to be standalone, main event or nothing. Dan Raphael said it's a 50-50 whether the December the 14th date goes ahead at Houston's Toyota Center. A quick glance at the Toyota Center website does not list anything else for December the 14th, but also does not list this fight. Speculation is the fight is being scrapped, not satisfactory to put on pay-per-view. It's going to flop abysmally.
No matter how nice they are, they're going to flop.
Lamont Roach, I would assume, is a huge betting underdog. Tank's only fought once this year. Lamont Roach, PBC also, he's also fought once this year. The PBC's output has been less than stellar. How much cards have they put on this year, the PBC? Must be between 4 and 6, and most of them have been pay-per-views that, quite frankly, are not good value. The Tim Tszyu fight just the other week where he lost to the Russian, that wasn't pay-per-view. No Limit, Tim Tszyu's people up there in Oz, they put on that spread. That's the only non-pay-per-view they've done out of the few they've put out. Canelo versus Berlanga was overpriced, but Berlanga was overmatched. And you can't help but be a little skeptical whether they're having to rearrange the whole thing and perhaps scrap the fight and come again with something better in 2025. You can't help it because Amazon apparently are not giving them rights fees for their events, and events are expensive to put on. That deal that Tank said he had that was better than Mayweather's, there's questions if the money's actually there. Another rumour was he wasn't happy with the guarantee for the Lamont Roach fight because he sacrificed quite a bit. He's turned out money from Turkey, Eddie Hearn, substantial sums of money, so he should be compensated, and if that's not happening, he probably isn't happy. But he says it's all good to go for 2025, so we'll see.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Just wanted to ask you about Campbell Hatton, 2 defeats in a row at that English title level. Where does he go from here?
I think that it's difficult because he's very young. So, like, if the guy was 29, 30, you'd say maybe that's your lot. Campbell Hatton's level is area and English title level. That's no disgrace. A lot of fighters don't even reach that level. But obviously, with our stable and where we're looking to take fighters, we don't work with and back after back-to-back defeats area title and English level fighters. Campbell's a little bit different. 1, because he's a really good kid. 2, because he works his nuts off. And 2, because he's given us back-to-back brilliant fights. 2, because he works his...
Because he's the son of Ricky Hatton. And if you could have got him past central area level to British level, he too could perhaps sell out the Court Manchester Arena. There was 8,000 in there yesterday. It's a 25,000 capacity arena. And I'm sure Campbell and Ricky sold a lot of them tickets. But it's over now. Campbell couldn't get past the central area level.
You know, I went in the changing room after and I said to Ricky Hatton, Ricky thought he edged the fight. And I said, in my opinion, I thought you lost 6-4. You know, again, he gave us a brilliant fight, but he just wasn't good enough. And he's not really progressing. You know, the performance wasn't really much better, in my opinion, than the last performance. But he's young, and if he's enjoying the game and wants to stay at it, then he absolutely should.
Campbell Hatton, however, shows us that even if you can sell tickets, even if you're the son of a UK boxing legend, you're not guaranteed a spot on a major network, on a major promotion. Campbell was a full-time pro. James Flint has a roofing company. He said pre-fight that roofing comes first. And even though he's beat Campbell twice, he lost one fight in between, and he's probably not above the level of where he is, central area light welterweight champion. So he served his purpose on MATCHROOM. for the foreseeable future, he won't be fighting on MATCHROOM. You know, Campbell had Ben Davison and his team training him for this fight full time, and he couldn't get past James Flint. He gave it his all. It was a tough battle, an absorbing tough battle, but it's over. The likes of Ben Davison himself and his assistant Barry, the big dude, them themselves, like, okay, they will guide you like they did Lee Wood through domestic level, British Championship level to world title level. But if Lee had crashed at British level, it would have probably been over. REECE BELLOTI. REECE BELLOTI has been on MATCHROOM for a long time. Probably second longest serving fighter behind Anthony Joshua. Good ticket seller. He's lost to the likes of Ray Ford, who went on to become a world champion. The rest of the losses are at domestic level. He's Commonwealth and British level. He's never rose to the level of world title challenger. But Eddie's got rid of the likes of Michael Hunter after getting a draw with Alexander Povetkin. Most people thought Hunter won the fight. Eddie dropped him. 2019. Around that time period, guess who else Eddie dropped from MATCHROOM? Martin Bakole. And he didn't lose a fight while he was on MATCHROOM. He got dropped. Surplus to requirements. And REECE BELLOTI didn't. Good ticket seller. While that Riyadh season thing is going on, REECE BELLOTI is quite valuable for Eddie for his domestic cards, because some people say they've suffered as a result of Riyadh season. But Bellotti is still Commonwealth and British champion at 130. I guess they'll just reschedule the Michael Gomez fight, and that could probably headline in its own right. Michael Hunter and Martin Bakole couldn't draw flies to shit when they were in the UK. If it wasn't for Riyadh season, Martin Bakole's career would be in the mud, because nobody really wanted to fight him. But like I said, that Saudi bag is really important, because it corners the so-called A-side fighters trying to duck fighters, and it levels up the playing field for those who they say are boring and they can't sell. Well, if he can't sell, we'll cover his shortfall of what's not happening on the gate. And Martin Bakole, the likes of CAMBELL, have benefited a whole lot from that. It's a tough old game. Even Roberto DURAN, all-time great Hall of Famer, after he lost to Sugar Ray Leonard, no mas, Don King didn't want to mess with him. Teddy Bremner, the top-ranked matchmaker, had to beg Bob Arum to give him another chance. He came back, knocked out Quavers, Davey Moore, and became a success again. I think Campbell could stay on the zone with Global Boxing Management, Izzy Isra Asif. He's definitely a good fit there. It's not the end of the world for Campbell if he still has the enthusiasm to box. He doesn't have to become a world champion. A lot of the fighters who fight on Izzy's cards, a lot of the fighters who fight on MATCHROOM cards are not going to become world champions. It is what it is. REECE BELLOTI was cursing like a sailor when Michael Gomez pulled out with the kidney infection. He wasn't having it. He said that Michael Gomez choked. You know, let's stay with the entertainment, nepotism, living off family reputation. Michael Gomez is the son of Michael Gomez Jr. Michael Gomez was a very popular Mancunian fighter, exciting, good body puncher. He decked Amir Khan. Remember, he destroyed Alex Arthur. Very exciting fighter. Value for money. And his son is good value for money. Hopefully they reschedule that fight. Staying with entertainment and family connections, you had William CROLLA on the card last night. He won in the first round. 5 knockouts in 6 fights. Middleweight, I believe. Eddie Hearn said, even if he wasn't Anthony CROLLA's brother, I would have signed him, because he has potential. Genuine potential. Fight barely started. He caught his man with a left hook, followed up with both hands with his opponent Lorenzo Grasso on wobbly legs, and they stopped it. Knockouts speak for themselves in terms of marketing fighters. They don't have to explain themselves why you should come see this fighter. Super welterweight Junaid Boston, 10-0 now. Second round stoppage, body shot. He's a good prospect. Needs to tighten up a few things, but he's a good prospect. They're talking about Ismail Davis, but Davis was there ringside when Junaid was being interviewed. And they both seem to think they don't need to take the fight now. Eddie needs to get Ismail a crack at that British light middleweight title, and then they can fight. These boxers are so aware now of risk, reward, what can hurt their market value, where previously they just went where the promoters told them. It's a different era. Pat McCormack, them issues that he had as an amateur, with scar tissue around his eyes, have reappeared in the pros. His opponent, William Andres Herrera, didn't do much early on, but when he took Pat McCormack's best shots, he started coming back, and while he didn't have the power to inconvenience Pat McCormack, Pat was fighting open mouth. The pace was getting to him a little. The head clash in the ninth had Pat bleeding everywhere, and it wasn't an ideal outing for Pat McCormack because he needed to be more active, but that cut eye is going to be a bit of a setback. And we're talking about one of the top amateurs from this country. He's already had setbacks of injuries. And guess what? He's 29, he's not young. And then the main event. Yeah, the feet are very important here. Okay, listen, Prograis got them old legs in it. Them legs are a little old. Prograis' age is against him. I told you he's going to be cautious. Jack taking no chances. Very cautious. Look how out of range Regis is. Long left hand by Regis, but nowhere near the mark. They're cancelling each other out. Both southpaws. They always say don't match two southpaws, you know. Round 5. Not the best. Jack Catterall's a horrible fighter, bro. Bloody 8 more rounds of it. Lucky us, eh? Catterall's landing some good single shots, but not good entertainment. Souza, please stop making fights between southpaw counter punches. Oh, 100%. Catterall holding on. Catterall looking like ass in there. Regis looks puffy around the eyes. Regis targeting the body. Oh boy, this is a Regis round. Good jab by Regis. Prograis still looking for the big shots. Good speed by Prograis. Missed the first one. I caught him with a second. Good shot by Prograis. Knockdown. Scored for knockdown. Interesting. They don't like it, but it serves him right. Maybe you go pick it up and stand and fight. Toby Bartley, we're lucky it's not a 15-round fight beat. Yeah, for real. Knockdown. Let's see it again. Slow-mo. Let's see it again. Oh, it was a jab. Oh, yeah, it's a knockdown. It's a legit knockdown. It partially hit him in the shoulder. Shoulder and chin. It's a knockdown, yeah. It's not hurt. Where's Sam Jones? Yeah, Sam Jones was right, Slimming. He was right. Lady Chan, big up. She says, Catterall unraveling. Indeed. Big up, Chan. Vegetable's wife. Jack is running away too much. Too much running, man. I don't want to eat. I mean, he probably scored better punches than Regis. Yeah, okay, give him the round. Prograis still on the front foot. Jack fleeing around the ring. This is ugly, man. It's ugly. Yeah, you just don't want to hold his feet at all. Don't want to hold his feet. Catterall, like, flipping out. Okay, some of the boxing he's doing this round is clever, but it's just not entertaining, is it? Just not entertaining at all. Regis, he needs to get back on his game as well. Get back on his jab for a start. Don't just headhunt. All right, Jack is finding a home for that jab now. Regis finds his jab now. He's not finding enough of them. Regis needs more punches, but he's 35, man. He's 35. Big swing, big miss by Regis. This is such an untidy scrap, man. Regis went down after throwing that shot. Left hand by Regis. Oh, great shot by Jack. Down he goes. Left hand by Jack Catterall. Good shot. Better work from Jack Catterall now. Now we're seeing what he can do. Jack showing us some quality here. Is Regis hurt? How hurt is Regis? Oh, great shot by Jack. Jack explodes into action, people. Regis lost his way for the last 2 rounds. He found himself on the canvas. Regis is hurt. Jack should be going all out to finish it, man. He's not. Great shot! Regis is hurt. Regis ties up. Another knockdown. Oh, big up Jack Catterall. 10-7. The first one was a left hook. Okay, this one has swung round. Good jab to the stomach from Jack Catterall. Regis flicks out a jab, but his productivity is just reduced greatly. His accuracy and output. Great counter by Jack. Great boxing. Great boxing. Left counter. Jack is a very clever boxer. It just takes his time in it. I guess that's what it is. Once again, we see the best of Jack Cat and the absolute worst. Great shot by Jack. Good punches. Wow. Regis trying to showboat, but that period of the fight is gone, man. Another Catterall round. 13 seconds left. 10 seconds left. Just hit the clapper. Catterall sticking the jab out. Great right hand from Prograis. A little too late from Regis. 1 more round to go. Regis needs a knockdown to make it interesting. Or a knockout. Jack needs to stay out of harm's way. Something wrong with Regis's foot. Something wrong with his leg. Can't land more than 1 jab at a time.
Regis. Big miss. His legs messed up. Something wrong with his ankle. Yeah, Regis done in this one, man. Good jab by Catterall. Catterall will take advantage. He's just going to pop shot jabs. That's all he's going to do. Horrible ending for Regis. Catterall should be jumping all over him, but he's not. The man's clearly incapacitated. He's not doing nothing. Jack's a strange fighter, man. Jack's very strange. Don't get Jack. I don't understand him. Don't understand Jack. Okay, they're both swinging it out here. Okay, it's over.
Jack Catterall is who he is. He needs to fight for belts. He needs to fight for belts. See, like I say, you see the best and the worst of Jack Catterall in a lot of his fights. Plays with his food, too cautious. Then you see the laser-like punches that are really impressive. And at this point, that's who Jack Catterall is. Let him do the hot and cold thing for a title. Because if he wins a fight and it's another hot and cold performance, we can critique it, but he'll have a belt. He needs to fight for belts. Eddie's targeting the winner out of the IBF champion Liam Paro, Australia, who takes on Richardson Hitchens in Puerto Rico, December. Eddie promotes both of them, so it's a guaranteed title shot for Jack. He will also probably be elevated to take on Teofimo Lopez. Jack is ranked high in all the sanctioning bodies. He's the highest ranked contender. Eddie was talking about bringing Teofimo Lopez to London to defend his belt. You know, Bob Arum's never going to let that happen, especially after his rant after the Jack Catterall Josh Taylor rematch this year, where he went into one saying he's not going to let top ranked fighters fight in the UK no more, although Catterall clearly won the fight. I've never went fishing, but Jack Catterall's boxing reminds me of fishing. Dudes go fishing and plan it to be a day out, so they're not going to rush to catch the fish, and that's exactly what Jack does in a 12-rounder. Jack's not trying to look impressive when he's filling out the fight, when he's taking down data. He doesn't care, and he don't care if the crowd don't like it either. When he's ready to work, then he'll work. I don't get Jack. I don't get him. But he is an interesting boxer from Britain. I hope it's a world title shot for him next. He deserves one. Regis Prograis retired and said that Jack's the best he's faced. I tell you what though, the winner out of Paro and Hitchens, I believe, will force Jack to have to come out of his safety first construct. Bob Arum's old, but he'll have people around him telling him, don't let T.O. go over to Manchester on a MATCHROOM card and get schooled in the ring by Jack Catterall. T.O. can't handle that type of boxing. He's proved that. He can't handle it. Against Sandor Martin, another southpaw, pure boxer. Jermaine Ortiz, pure boxer. We know what will happen if he fights Jack Catterall. Even if Jack has to travel to New York, T.O. will get schooled. Easy work. Sky have got Johnny Nelson talking about Ben Whittaker won every round against Liam Cameron. And then we got Tony Bellew, who had Jack Catterall comfortably ahead after 6 or 7 on the zone, when he clearly wasn't. Jack started boxing around the 7th round. That's when we started seeing some skills. And the 10-7 round in the 9th put it out of Regis's reach. I don't think Jack lost a round down the stretch. Got to do better than that, Tony Bellew. Got to do better.
Boxing. Beats and rhymes.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.